Hey guys, it's Abe here for a new episode of Lincoln Rock Reviews. So today we're going to be talking about Seether's Disclaimer 2. Decided to start with Disclaimer 2 because I really wanted to talk about the extra bonus tracks because I think they actually help make the Disclaimer album that much better. And definitely, this is just one of my top favorite albums. This is my second favorite Seether album. It was for a while the third because I really got into Isolate and Medicate when it came out. But you know, I just love this album too much. Had to stay at number 2. And of course, my favorite Seether album is Karma Effect. So we're gonna get into kind of the track listing in a minute here. Sorry, I was trying to tell you that there's gonna be some more videos coming up. I'm hopefully going to actually record a good portion of them tonight. I think about 6 or 7, hopefully tonight. So if I have 6 or 7 videos that are this lighting and my shirt, you'll know why. It's because I'm recording them all on the same night. Sorry about that. So let's start with start getting into the track listing. So the album starts off with one of their first singles. It's Gasoline. This is definitely one of those harder hitting, like heavier tracks off the record. It's definitely one of the harder tracks, without a doubt. It's an extremely catchy track. You do get to hear like his screams, definitely. I think for the first time you notice them in there. Now they're like, he doesn't scream the whole thing because this is more of a hard rock. If you know what Seether is, or if you've heard Seether before, you obviously know what his vocal style. So it ranges from like these really awesome melodic cleans to these points where he just gets extremely aggressive, and then he gets some of those screams in there, and just wicked awesome vocal style that definitely I like to model in my own original stuff. So then it goes into 69T. This was actually back from, they've had this track for a while. It was back from when they were called Sarin Gas in Central Africa, I believe it was, or Northern Africa. I don't quote me exactly, but that's kind of where the band originated from, and they were originally called Sarin Gas, or Sarin Gas. And then this was definitely just like the lyrical matter in the song was kind of controversial. Even though people didn't necessarily take it the right way, and it was meant to be the opposite of what people were taking it as. And I actually heard Sean talk about this song in particular on the Guitar Center sessions. It's a little like thing where they go in and they play a live performance, and there's like these interview section in between each song. Which is really cool to hear about some of the the band, and I hadn't really known a whole lot about Seether until seeing that, and then I've been kind of slowly looking at more and more interviews and learning more about the band. If you didn't know, Seether is definitely within my top 3. I'd probably say it's my second favorite band of all time right now, up there with Trivium, of course. I think I mentioned that in my last video when I did Trivium's Ascendancy, which I'm actually going to do the whole discography on that. That's one of the main videos I'm going to be talking about, or one of the main videos that's going to be coming out that I'm going to record tonight. So the next track, Fine Again. Fine Again is where it kind of goes from the slightly heavier style, or more grungy style, into a kind of more of a softer, more melodic style. It's not quite ballad, but it definitely is a little bit more of an emotional kind of the word Softer, quieter, no, quieter, no, what am I talking about? I don't know. Just ignore that. Having a mind fart today. So then the next track after that is Needles. This is a very catchy track. It goes back into that more grungy, heavier style. It's definitely got this really awesome groove to it, similar to like Gasoline, which is the opening track. They have these, their heavier stuff has a lot of like groove or like a lot of catch and like bounciness to them, and it's just really cool. I love that about Seether. There's like these really awesome rhythmic, riffs. So then it goes into Pride. This is kind of, or sorry, my bad. I entirely skipped the fifth track. Driven Under is more the style of Fine Again. This one's a little bit more melodramatic, kind of like darker, more serious tone to it, and it's kind of, you can really start to get like the grasp of like the darker lyrical matter that persists throughout the album and persists out throughout Seether's music in general. I think that's one of the biggest things that I really enjoy about the band is they have phenomenal lyrical matter, and it takes the songs and it transforms them into 10 times better songs. And it's, as a musician, like, that's kind of one of the things that I personally like to do. I feel if you give more of a deeper, thicker, more intense lyrical matter. I apologize. I'm having a tongue twisting contest with myself right now, I guess. So yeah, but the lyrical matter. Almost did it again. The lyrical matter of of songs should have that deeper, thicker meaning, because I think it's a lot more relatable, and it gives more life to the songs. So then it goes into Pride, which is kind of like a combination of the tracks. The first 5 tracks kind of takes bits and pieces of those and works them into a song. And then it goes into the 7th track, which is Sympathetic. This is a like the ballady style track on the record. And then it goes into one of the heaviest tracks on the record, Your Bore. Excuse me for that. Your Bore is actually one of the first songs I ever learned on guitar. I think it was the 4th or 5th song I ever learned. It's definitely one of my favorite. It has some like just really cool chords in it, and like the melodies and the intensity of the song just makes it that much better. Your Bore is definitely one of those, probably one of my favorites, if not the favorite off the original 12 tracks from Disclaimer. Then it goes into Fade Away, and then Fade Away is kind of more in the style of like Pride. It definitely is a good track. So then track 10, Pig. This is probably the heaviest track on the record. I think without a doubt it's the heaviest track, and it's the one right after it, track 11, Fuck It. Definitely the second heaviest track. So it'd go like Pig, Fuck It, Your Bore, Gasoline, Needles, like as the 5 heaviest songs in that order too. Then after that is the original version of Broken, which everybody should know. Broken. This is definitely the major hit. But this version of it, I guess it was pretty popular, because that's kind of part of the reason why they chose that song to be the one they redid with Amy Lee. And it was also just purely acoustic. It's purely acoustic, and there's drums, I think. But it's acoustic track, and I have to say this definitely I favor the original version over the redone version, which is really hard for me to say because I really love the version with Amy Lee in it, and I think it's probably, without a doubt, one of my favorite songs. I'd have to say top 10, top 15 favorite songs of all time. Not entirely sure. But after that is Sold Me. Sold Me starts the Disclaimer 2 tracks, which I believe there's 8 of them, and only about 4 or 5 on the UK version or the European versions. In the US, we have 8 tracks. Sold Me, Love Her, Hang On. Those 3 tracks are probably my favorite on this. But honestly, all 8 of these tracks, I think this is also why I chose to do Disclaimer 2 instead of just Disclaimer, was more for the fact that I really love almost every single bonus track that they have offered on Disclaimer 2. And it's also the reason I actually bought Disclaimer 2 over buying Disclaimer. So, yeah, then it goes into Cigarettes. I apologize, I'm kind of off into nowhere land. I apologize for that. So after that, it goes into Cigarettes. Cigarettes is this jumpy kind of energetic track that kind of differs from some of the other stuff that's on the record, and I definitely do really enjoy that track. It's probably one of my favorites. I think I might have skipped it when I said my 3 favorites, but all of these 8 tracks are just really, really well done, and I just really enjoy all of them, actually. Love Her, sorry, not Love Me. Love Her. This is again, this is really this song right here. If you hadn't really kind of noticed some of the intense lyrical matter, this is where it really, really shows through. And it's really deep. It's very serious. It's a slightly, again, darker tone, and it can be kind of relatable. I know a couple of people that actually said that's one of their favorite songs because they relate to it really, really well. Then it goes into Take Me Away, which is actually an acoustic track off of the original Sour and Gas Fragile album, I believe. Yeah, it was. I think it was one of the main tracks. If not, it was one of the bonus tracks, which also had Gasoline. Gasoline was also on there. Again with 69T and a couple others. There's quite a few songs that made it on here that were on the Fragile album, and then some of them. There's some of the songs on the Fragile album that I wish kind of would have made kind of into the Seether side. So then after that, it's goes into Got It Made, and then Out of My Way, and one of my other favorites, probably, which actually was one of the most recent songs that I've learned, Hang On. And then it goes, of course, it goes into Broken, featuring Amy Lee. And that kind of, that rounds out those 8 songs. And then that's all 20 songs that were on Disclaimer 2. Now, this album, from top to bottom, all 20 tracks, if you listen to them all solid, if you can stand the whole 72 minutes that the album lasts for, I think it's actually closer to 73 minutes. I think it's closer to 73 minutes. Definitely do it. It's worth it. This album definitely, I don't know if I've said it already, but is without a doubt one of my top 5, I'd say top 10 favorite albums, without a doubt. It's definitely my second favorite Seether album, of course, to Carbon Effect. Definitely, this record, from top to bottom, you have so much like musical solidity. Each song is just very solid. It has great rhythms, great melodies. It has a mixture of the slower stuff, and then it also has the mixture of the really hard, in-your-face, groovy style hard rock, and it's just awesome. This record is great, and I think for earlier Seether, this was like a defining album for them, and then Karma and Effect was just like, for me, mind-blowing. I love that record. Definitely within like my top 3 favorites of all time. Of course, Seether is my second favorite artist ever. But yeah, without a doubt, this is one of my favorite albums. So go check it out. My rating is an 8 out of 10, and I would give it higher, but I believe it was Sympathetic. I didn't really entirely enjoy that as much as I should have. And then also for the length, I feel like trying to sit there and listen to the whole thing, all 20 tracks, is a little bit tedious. But I definitely, like I said, I prefer this version, even though it is longer. So it kind of counteracts itself, but definitely it's just a great record, and like I can't give it anything lower than an 8. I could settle for higher, but I also don't want to rate it too highly, because there are other albums that I do prefer over this record. But without a doubt, this is just an amazing record. It's definitely one of my favorites. And then, of course, I will be doing Karma and Effect, because that is one of my top 3 favorites. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I know this is running about 16, 17 minutes or so. I apologize for the extreme length, but again, thank you for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be on the lookout for more videos, reviews coming up. We got Trivium, we got Machine Head, Mudvayne, we also have Slipknot, we also got some Lamb of God, August Burns Red. So those are more metal bands. I'm going to do a lot more metal bands lately. So thank you.